Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to letting out there doing this work of faith and labor of love of truth, sincerity. I just want to get into a quick, herb topic. Ceylon versus Cassia, cinnamon. All right, and this is Exodus chapter 30, verse 22. Moreover, the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take thou also unto thee principal spices, of pure myrrh 500 shekels, and of sweet cinnamon half so much, even 250 shekels, and of sweet calamus 250 shekels, and of cassia 500 shekels, and after the shekel of the sanctuary of olive oil and hin, and thou shalt make it an oil of holy ointment, an ointment compound after the art of the apothecary. It shall be an holy anointing oil. All right. So, we mainly touching on, cinnamon within this lesson. So, as you can see, what the Lord mentioned, sweet cinnamon. Also, the Lord mentioned cassia. Now, this is cinnamon also, but it's a different type of cinnamon. Okay, so what we're going to get into is the comparisons of the cinnamon. Now, you have various forms of cinnamon out there, but they are the two that are mainly known are Ceylon cinnamon, okay, and Cassia cinnamon. All right. Now, pretty much the average cinnamon that you will see in the stores, I'm gonna post a picture up of that, okay. But the average cinnamon that you will see in the stores, is the Cassia cinnamon. You typically just wouldn't know what form of cinnamon, and a lot of people didn't know that there were different forms of cinnamon. Okay, but what I have here, as you can see here, this says canela. Okay, now this is the Mexican form of cinnamon. All right, and which I have here, this is the Ceylon cinnamon. All right, Ceylon cinnamon. Okay. Now I had also, I had some of the a little bit of the Cassia cinnamon left, so pretty much I had poured them out, and as you can see, the Cassia cinnamon is more of a darkish reddish color, like a red clay type. Okay, and here I have, the Ceylon cinnamon, which is more of a brown color. Okay, now you can see from here, this is a typical cinnamon stick. Okay, as it's hard. Now this is what the Cassia cinnamon sticks look like. They're hard, but the Ceylon cinnamon sticks, okay, unfortunately, I don't have any. I ran out of them, but they're soft. Okay, which I'll post a picture of that as well. But they're soft and they can easily crumble up within your hand. That's how you can know the difference as far as the two cinnamon sticks. Now, what people usually use cinnamon for, people usually use it for foods and different things like that. But another main thing that people use cinnamon for also is for health reasons. It's different they have anti-inflammatory properties within it. It's high antioxidant levels within cinnamon, and mainly is used for diabetes. Okay, and that runs high amongst Jake. So it's real good. But in order to use cinnamon, for diabetes, to help balance you out, you got to know which cinnamon it is that you have to use. Okay, so I want to get into this article so we can find out further information on what is the proper cinnamon to use, okay, for diabetes. All right, so it says Ceylon cinnamon versus Cassia cinnamon. Okay, so scroll down. There's real cinnamon. Are you eating the real cinnamon? Okay, as many people don't know. Now it says Ceylon cinnamon has been hailed as the true cinnamon, or the real cinnamon, that possesses outstanding health benefits, especially for the diabetics and those challenged by obesity and high cholesterol issues. Unfortunately, this cinnamon, which is native to Sri Lanka and sourced from the plant Cinnamomum zeylinicum, is rather unknown to most people, and also known as cinnamon verum or Mexican cinnamon canela. Okay, so that's what I said. You can see, you know what, this is the canela form. So this would be considered like one of the next best things to the Ceylon cinnamon. Okay, in which I don't have any more, you know, of the Cassia except for this, you know, little bit that's right here. All right, now, now you know, if you got, you know, Iscarite store or any type of you know, Northernite store, you know, Puerto Rican store, something like that, or supermarket rather, not at the corner store, but at the supermarket, you know, you can find this, you know. So this would be the next best thing instead of getting, you know, the store bought one from a shop, right, or, you know, whatever local supermarket that you have that Esau owns. This would be the better one to grab. Okay. Now, going on, it says in this article, it says in the United States and many parts of Asia, what majority of us have been buying from the supermarket and groceries and consuming is not actually the real cinnamon, but Cassia cinnamon, okay, which comes from a plant, from a different plant called Cinnamon cassia, okay, or Cinnamon aromaticum, also commonly known as Chinese cinnamon, that are mostly cultivated in China and Indonesia. Okay, so, you know, as we read in the scripture, you know, we have what, the sweet cinnamon, okay, and we have what, the cassia, okay, and what was another nickname for the cassia? It said, or Cinnamon aromaticum. That's why the Lord chose, you know, to have the cassia, because this is more of the one for the aroma. Okay, this is the sweet one, but this has the better aroma to it. Okay, now typically, you know, there's nothing wrong with using the Cassia cinnamon, but you just have to watch out for using it in high levels. As with anything, you know, that we eat or use today, you know, too much of anything, you know, is bad for you. All right, so we're going to find out more about this. Okay, so it says, also commonly known as Chinese cinnamon, that are mostly cultivated in China and Indonesia. While the two species of cinnamon share certain characteristics such as antimicrobial and in terms of inhibiting growth of fungi and yeast and regulating blood sugar, their contents differ much in terms of the amount of coumarin. Okay, this is the big factor, which is a naturally occurring substance with a strong blood thinning properties. The coumarin level in Ceylon cinnamon is negligibly small, while that in Cassia cinnamon is an appalling 1,200 times higher. The ingestion of large amount of coumarin or consumption of coumarin over a prolonged period of time can cause serious health damages and a negative impact on the liver and kidneys. German FDA has warned against consuming the excessive intake of Cassia bark due to its coumarin content. Okay, so that's why you more so want to deal with the Ceylon cinnamon, okay, because of those different health effects that it can have on you if you're taking those in high doses, you know. So we're gonna go on. All right, so it says cinnamon sticks. As for the cinnamon sticks, there are several ways of determining whether you are getting the real deal. I've taken a picture of these two types and placed them side by side. All right, so you can see both are cinnamon sticks, but only one is the true cinnamon. Which one are you eating? And as you can see the difference, you can clearly see that these are the harder ones. So this is the Cassia, and these are the softer ones. As you can see, like the leafy ends of it or whatever, they easily breakable. So this is the true cinnamon, the Ceylon cinnamon. So when you're in the supermarkets or wherever you may be, you know, well, you're not going to find this one in the supermarkets anyway. You're only going to see this one. But when you look online, and if you, because you have to order this stuff online unless you have some health food store or herb store nearby you that contains this. Otherwise, you're going to have to order it online, okay? Because Esau knows what he's doing by pumping this in the homes. And, you know, and Jake likes sweet things, you know what I'm saying? So, different things of that nature. So they want to pump Jake with this, causing more health problems, by them eating it in an abundance and not knowing. All right. So as you can see here, it says Ceylon cinnamon, a highly valued culinary and medicinal spice. Price can be up to 10 times more than the Cassia Chinese cinnamon. Okay, now this is versus it. Commonly available and very cheap. You can get a bag of these sticks for less than $1. Okay, because they know this is better off. All right, and that's why Esau use it. Okay, it says what, contains small amounts of the coumarin, and this one has higher levels of it. Okay, tan and brown in color, and this one is reddish dark brown. That's how you can notice the difference. Okay, thin and paper-like textured bark that forms multiple layers when rolled up. Okay, and this one, uneven, thick bark that forms only a few layers when rolled up. Fragile, easily broken, tough, difficult, to break up, basically. Okay, so pretty much, like when you're using, someone out there, brother or sister may have, diabetes, and you want to use the cinnamon, as I said, don't use these cinnamon sticks. Don't use the Cassia cinnamon. What you want to do is, and I have a prime example of why not to use the Cassia cinnamon sticks, because I had told one brother about using the cinnamon sticks for his diabetes, but at the time I didn't know about the Ceylon cinnamon. So when I had told him about it, he was using them, and when he went to the doctor, the doctor actually told him that his levels were high. His blood sugar levels were high. So he had to fall back from that. And then that's when I went to do the research, and I found out about the Ceylon cinnamon. Okay, so that's why I could present, this information to you brothers today. So, you basically can take, a few different, a few Ceylon cinnamon sticks. You can put them in your bottled water or whatever you're drinking for the day, and just let them sit in there, and just let all the properties, soak up in your water or whatever you're drinking. And, you can just drink that throughout the day, So that's pretty much a healthy way of doing that. Or just different things that you're using, or that you're eating throughout the day. You want to add something sweet to it, just add a little bit to it every day. Or if you're into health and you make like smoothies and different shakes or something like that, add like a half a teaspoon into your shake or your smoothie, every single day. Also, another thing that I can add, if somebody may be feeling like nauseous, or you feel like you need to vomit or something like that, you can just take like a half a teaspoon of the Ceylon cinnamon, ground up, of course, in some warm water. You dump the Ceylon cinnamon inside of the warm water, and you just stir it up, and you just drink it, and that should help you out with your nausea or your vomiting feeling, because it helps to soothe the stomach. Okay, and you can do this every morning too for other, brothers and sisters that may have, different stomach problems, or when they eating certain things that may affect you. Just take a half a teaspoon of the Ceylon cinnamon, warm water, and drink it before you eat. It's very therapeutic for the stomach, So with that, man, I'll just grab one last scripture, before I end this lesson. Okay. All right, and this is Sirach chapter 30 and verse 15. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. Okay, so that's pretty much the point. And I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalawam to elect on this work of faith and labor of love, truth, sincerity. Shalawam and death to America.